rust bucket. Pick up the damn mic. So, big shot. I hear Adler thinks you're good enough to join our crew. To Adler? Still, I'm feeling generous. You're funny. I hate funny. So, before I put you to work, I don't know if Adler mentioned it, and for his sake, I hope he hasn't. You're signing up with the Crimson Fleet. That's if you get through this little task I have planned for you. There's a medical supply ship called the Ragana, jumping into Enceladus's orbit. On board that ship, you'll find a traitor named Austin Rake. I want him dead. This job isn't about the loot. Keep whatever worthless junk is on that ship. Just remember, there's a lesson in this. I need you to consider it your glimpse into...
Corco, that room of yours better be clean next time I go in there.
I'll get to it, Dad.
That's
I
your only
promise.
option.
This
If
ain't
you want
like
my
getting
advice,
around to a tone.
there's
Understand?
only one way to...
Fine, okay. I'm going.
It's done when Rake stops breathing. Head back here when you're finished. And don't keep me waiting for long. I've been tracking Rake for months. He changes his location and identity so often, it's costing me a... But you know what? It's worth every damn cred. Rake used to run with the fleet. Back then he had a different name and a different identity. Everything was fine until he wanted out. So he ran. And nobody...
pilot of the Ragana. We are simple transport ship. All right. And what are your intentions with these crewmen? Well, normally I would say no, but frankly it will be safer for us that way. Alright, you can dock. We will talk then.
Got a moment? Let's catch up.
Pressure normalized, and we're docked.
Whew. Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If If you wanted to kill us, you could have done that from your ship. If you wanted our cargo, we could have jettisoned it. I guess I should just stop talking and let you say your piece. That is true. Which means you don't want somebody to know what you are really up to. Now, do you mind telling us what this is all about? I will not murder a man in cold blood. You really do not know which one of us is Rake, do you? And you do not seem to care either, which makes me think you really want to save him. Okay, I have idea. We can strike his name from Manifest, make it so he was never on board. Then, when we dock, we will leave him on this ship and deliver him to another port. That is fair. We do not want any part of the fleet. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
It does not appear you do. Well then, it is agreed. You go back to your ship and we will make sure Rake was never on ours. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. We had an extra crate of supplies loaded, in case one got damaged. This should be proof you were not here to bargain.
I thought we were dead. I can't believe it.
This unpleasantness aside, the people of New Homestead will be grateful for these supplies.
We will make sure Rake's name is taken off the manifest. And I hope you do not take this the wrong way. I am not sure what to make of you being... If you wanted our cup, I guess I should just stop. That is not something I... As far as you are concerned... Now, do you mind... You really do not... And you do not seem to... Okay, I have a... Then... That is fair. Is that all right with...
Do I have a choice?
It does not... Well then, it... And in case any... This should be...
I thought we were dead. I can't believe it.
I am not sure what to... If you wanted our cup, I guess I should just stop. That is true. Now, do you... You are asking me to be... I have heard the Crimson Fleet will do... Then count. Whoever he was before, he is a member of...
Thank you for letting us go.
Talk. Let's just kill this fool.
Come.
No! Wait,
Meet your death.
it's me now?
I thought we were dead. I can't believe it.
I am not sure if you wanted our car. I guess I should just... Our cargo is valuable, but it should not be of any concern. Now, do you mind... You are asking me to... I have heard the Crimson... It's true. Damn. I do not really... I know you are right, but... Alright, I will do it. But, if I do this...
Is that all it takes for you to flip on me, Dimitri? Unbelievable.
It is either you or all of us, Austin. I am sorry.
Cut the crap and just admit it. You're a coward. You know, I almost bought it. All that crap about helping people and making making a difference. But at the end of the day, you're no different from the fleet. When push comes to shove, you only care about yourself.
You have made a great mistake.
This unpleasantness aside, the people of New Homestead will be grateful for these supplies.
I thought we were dead. Can't believe it.
This unpleasantness aside, the people of New Homestead.
And once again, we are triumphant. You did what you had to. The fallen are better left as dust in the sea.
I thought we were dead. I can't believe it.
If you ever get to the key, you better sleep with one eye open and 2 pistols loaded.
Clamps released. Air pressure stable. Thrusters are a go. Ready.
Damn mercs just don't know how to take a hit. Hey, Brooke, wanna help me with some target practice?
I fully need that grab drive. Target's grab drive is online. Their engine is online. Engine vaporized.
No one messes with the Crimson Fleet. That won't even leave a scratch.
So sorry, folks. Engines fried. The target. Their shields are gone.
Thanks for the help with the Ecliptic. I had it under control, but it definitely went faster after you jumped into the fight. Now tell me about the Ragana. Give me some good news, then we can go celebrate. You know what? I have no idea, and I suppose I could have pissed off someone I screwed over in the past, but there's been so many. Mercenaries, guns for hire that you... I'll tell you, we do a hell of a lot of dirty work. Huh, no kidding. That'll make Delgado happy, seeing as our hands are clean. I would have preferred if you hadn't left witnesses behind, but at least you got the job done. Anyway, you wanted into the Crimson Fleet? Well, you're in. Yep, it's that simple. Hope this business with Rakes taught you something. Because I'm about to stick my neck out and vouch for you. If you screw up, and I wind up looking like an asshole, I'm gonna send someone after you. We clear? Be careful what you wish for. You screw up bad enough, and I just might. And now that you know the deal, It's time to see what you signed up for. I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters in the Crick system. Spacers call it the key, the fleet calls it home. Head out there as soon as you can. Don't keep me waiting long.
Acknowledged. You're clear to dock at docking port 1. The commander will be waiting for you in operations.
Seals are tight, we're docked.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes?
How can I be of service, Captain?
I had a friend on Morgana. I hope I'll be able to see him next time we're on shore leave.
I haven't seen my family in a while. Do you have anything to report?
Anything new to report? Two reasons. First, Commander Akande's playing this operation extremely close. Second, this is an Let me know if you need anything else.
We got the message from the Regana about Austin Rick. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books. Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for. That's something we're looking into. But it does... For now, we'll keep him in the brig. Perhaps you could pay him a visit? That's a smart line to follow. Part of this role you're playing means having to make hard choices. Just remember not to lose yourself in the part.
We did our best not to cross the line, but the more we do, the more we risk exposing the deception.
Oh, one more thing before we move on. For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack Neva's ship. There was concern after what happened with the Regana that you might have trouble earning Neva's trust. Coming to her rescue ensured that would not be a problem. They are mercenaries for hire. It wasn't terribly difficult to convince them to attack an ISO. But a gamble that hopefully paid off. On that note, how did things go with Neva? Were you able to join the fleet? No miracle. Just calculated and careful planning, courtesy of UC SysDev. You should learn to be more confident in our abilities, and your own. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on her good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet. The woman has a record that could stretch across Sol and back. She started young as one of Neon's street rats, and worked her way up. She's a force to be reckoned with. Yes, you passed your first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, or she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda? The Vigilance is equipped with one of the most advanced intelligence. You can rest assured, if the Crimson Fleet had any access, as long as you're here, where you'll meet Delgado, no doubt.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet. I have a profile here with some information on his background. You'll want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
What is there to know? He is pirate scum, like all of them.
Exactly. The Crimson Fleet is not a monolith. Any information you have on its members can only help. In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the key. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew. I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed. This is just the beginning, but it's an important first step.
First mission in the books and no casualties. Good work. Howdy.
We don't have a full map of the fleet's roster. The members change too quickly.
The Vanguard get rid of
The system was originally called Alpha Ophiuchi, until a flag was planted there by Jasper. Since it was crucial that space travelers avoided that, they could have just as easily labeled it Crimson Fleet, so I'm guessing the pirates... Over the years, people forgot the system's original... Good luck on the key.
We've been trying for years to get someone on the inside.
Things are
Now
progressing
we have
rather
it.
quickly. I'm sure the commander is pleased. Sure, we have a database of profiles you can read. However, the profiles are a guide, not... I imagine when you're done, you'll be able to generate far more accurate profile. That's right. It's something we've requested a while. Once we finalize everything and run a few tests, we'll have the defenses... Stay the course.
Be careful. Don't underestimate the Crimson Fleet. Our directive is simple. We are tasked with the eradication of space piracy in the set as the chief source of pirate activity. I've asked my superiors the same thing, but the councilors resist. They perceive the pirates as simple opportunists, and in actuality, I believe that they're a menace to civilized society. They attack supply ships. But it's not just that. I strongly believe that the UC has a duty. After all, it was our fault that the Crimson Fleet was unleashed upon the settled system. I'm not at liberty to explain the origin of the Crimson Fleet right now. All I can tell you is that the key and the planet that it's orbiting once belonged to the United. The Crimson Fleet is a product of our negligence. Extremely critical. It's unfortunate the Regana caught itself in the crossfire of Neva Mora's personal... Fortunately, your actions allowed the Regana to reach... Best of luck. You are headed into a snake pit. Be sure to... Watch your step. We've been trying for years. Thank you. I wasn't sure what you were planning to do with them, or if you still needed them for your cover. We'll make sure they get transported to their original destination. Please, proceed with your report.
Did you have to chase that fleet ship through that asteroid belt?
Yes, sir. Protocol says we prioritize the mission.
Provided it's safe. At some point, the risk isn't worth catching a few criminals.
Oh, right, sir. My mistake.
Just try and show a little more concern for your personal safety.
Report back when you're done.
Wherever the Crimson Fleet go, we'll follow.
United Colony System Defense. At your service.
Good day, Captain. I will await your next order here.
So, I hear you've been making yourself pretty useful around the ship, Cora.
I have, Dad.
Ready to go.
I want to be as good a co-pilot for the captain as I am for you.
Well, you're doing a great job, String Bean. I'm proud.
Welcome back, Agent. You're clear to dock at docking port 1.
Stop the planet side.
It still fits, Dad. And I love it. Now, a new book.
No matter how many times we jump, it never gets old.
Nobody hails the key. Just do your business.
Docking complete.
Get out of my face.
You said the tick was 10K. It was 30. Big difference on 40% of 10 versus 30.
Captain, it is pleasant to see
wanted
you.
4K, you got 4K. Not my problem.
If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
You kidding me? Way to make a mess in front of my new rook.
Hey, steal from me and get caught. Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener. The hell took you so long? Forget how to grav jump or something? Please. It'd be one less sloppy rook whose mess I had to clean up. The last thing I need is another Austin Rake getting cold feet. You want to leave the fleet? You pay the price. Maybe for you. I'd rather shove a shotgun up my nose than remember the face of every low-life rook who passes through this station. But, all that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Key. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside, but we keep it together. Sure did. Right out from under their noses. Don't worry. Delgado... You think? And that's only part of it. I'll let Delgado fill you in on the whole story. He tells it better anyway. But I can give you the short version while we walk the station.
It must be very embarrassing for the UC to be in this situation.
Anyway, I'll tell you all about the Key. But it's better if I show you too. Follow me.
All right.
Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in our pockets.
The Key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock.
The UC...
The fleet protects our war,
Supermax prison?
but you turn against us,
Cute, huh?
and you're dead.
Now, we've got everything the fleet needs right here. Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the Key, credits are king.
What the hell is this?
All right, hang on, Nav. Before you get pissed, I've got my hands full.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the key.
About time you brought us new blood, Neva. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're just ticked everyone's getting wise to your ridiculous prices, Aludra. Anyway, welcome to the depot, Rook, where you'll be lucky if these blood-sucking leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa, whoa. It's not our fault that people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on. Back to my story. After the liberated prisoners grabbed the key, they established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, Queen of the Rare Exports.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way? Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss.
See
On
anything
the right,
you like?
You've got Bradley from the Trade Authority. I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how hot. Then we got our med bay on the left, run by the one and only Samina Mizra. She'll patch you up, if you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't? Okay, this is our final stop. Over there, you've got the Last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here is the most important place on the entire station, the Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new Rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin Rape? It's been taken care of, all right? I don't like loose ends, and this Rook is the one who tied it off.
Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices. It's far more cost-effective.
Yeah, love you too, darling. Anyway, Shinya handles our lifeblood. The money. We call him our Reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest. Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering. I see the bomb as a symbol of my importance, the freedom I've given up, the pain.
He is right. The pain he endures is proof of his loyalty and his resolve.
That's amusing. I don't think I've heard that one before. Oh, wait. Yes, I have. You might as well dispense with all the stupid jokes. I've been hearing them for years. Since I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information. Should our enemies capture me or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety. Essentially, but I sleep soundly knowing should I die, all of my knowledge, the accounts, the credits, it would be a mess. He holds the trigger, but we all know that It's been over 5 years since I've stepped off the key. Leaving this place puts far too much at risk. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Ryujin would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner. There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us. None. Other than my chest and arm modification, is the interview over? Getting into the system is a piece of cake. Getting out? Not so much. Anyway, I need you to listen up. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings at any time, using the computers that surround the core. Oh, you know, smuggling, piracy. If Neva's chosen wisely, we certainly will. Now, I believe that covers all I have to say, so you can run along to Delgado. Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there, I hope.
Alright, listen up. You can all stop complaining. Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired. Oh, and you're welcome, Nev.
Those mission boards aren't going to clear themselves. We have contacts throughout the settled system. Smuggling requires a bit of... if you want to make that delivery without getting... Speak to Jazz about that. You don't know? Well... Shielded cargo space is a fleet specialty. It's made to fool the UC and Freestar Ranger scanners that are... Good, because I do hate repeating myself. I'm constantly scanning for valuable shipments. You'll be given a target ship transport in the system. Just be sure you have the... You'll get a location. We don't care how you get it, as long as you deliver. You get caught, that's on you. If you need credits, you know where to find them.
Need something? Are you looking to start something?
You're still standing. Can't be that bad. First time visiting the infirmary, huh? Try not to get into too many bar fights. I'm trying... I've done my time, but thanks to a malpractice suit, don't let that worry you. I'm still just as good, if not... That's what they all say. So here's what's what. You need med packs, curatives, preventatives, I've got you. You need enhancers, legal or... In the fleet, someone has to do it. This way, I've got a good idea of who's on what and how. If they come in for any real medical treatment. A dealer with a full medical background. Thank you very much. Now, if you don't need anything else, I've got it. You'd think most of the injuries I treat are from run-ins with security, but I'd say at least half are just life on the quay. Brawls, at least it keeps me busy. Now there's an offer I didn't. If you really want to help, I'm looking for... as in someone who knows how to get the job done. That's not going to help. That ship was full of things like cots, flu shots, and children's vitamins. And I can't exactly plug a bullet wound with... Well, you'd be... I politely requested a list of supplies from Gennady Aton. I think he's back on Aurora, and he's upcharging me to pay. I want you to make sure he delivers my supply. Oh, we will. But this way, I'm guaranteed the highest qualities. Plus, if Gennady does what he's supposed to do... We'll see. Talk is one thing. A bullshit one, yeah. Gennady claims prices have gone up for the clinic as a whole, and that he says if I want cheaper goods, I'm going to have to... But I'm not turning to some third-rate doc selling meds out of their space truck. You'd think most of the... But I'd say at least half are just... At least it keeps me busy. Oh yeah. The funny thing is, he's top of the class at nursing school, did volunteer work. Nobody knows he did it all zoned out of his mind. Nobody He said he got clean when he joined the clinic. I'll be the judge of that. Physically, you're fine. Medical, recreational. Try not to die out there.
You have something for me? What'll it be, friend? Buying? Yeah, like you don't know. To the public, we promote free trade. To you and your friends here, same rule. Well, a well-kept appearance gives the impression of the more respectable... The fleet's got an impressive commerce system. They even managed a legitimate dock. Business on the quay is like no other. It's the mutual benefit. The trade authority buys any goods of value. It's the fastest way to turn your hard-earned loot into legitimate credit. So, naturally, it made sense to establish a presence here. Why risk flying into New Atlantis or Aquila City? I'd say it's been about 10 years now since the trade authority assigned me this post. It felt a little extreme at the time, but I can see why they figure. There are a few who share that sense. You'd think a successful business relationship would change. Regardless, as long as the fleet has goods to push... I left a similar lifestyle behind. A lot of the rooks here see freedom and lawlessness, but that's only if you don't get caught. True freedom is not having a bounty on your head, with every cop and mercenary out to get you. Let's just say I've done my... With the credits I amassed, I gave the trade authority a sizable donation in exchange for a clean slate and a stable job. So, I was hoping you'd say that. Remember? All trades are restriction-free. Trade authority, I'm sure we can. Your creditor... Always good at the Trade Authority. I hope you've brought me something. You find anything? The value, bring it here. Looking to make a deal? Business it is. Your credits are always good. Good at the Trade Authority.
I hope you came with credits. If it's hard to find, I've probably got it. I was raised fleet. My mama joined up when I was 12. We'd always lived comfortably, but she figured if anything ever happened to her... Hell no. The two things I don't want in this life? Del lets me do what I want to here, as long as he knows I'm loyal to him. I sell what I want, I work when I want. I do. It's been non-stop. Even as a kid, I was helping distract security. It's amazing how just having a child aboard, especially between my mama and the fleet, I can talk my way out of anything. And use or fix any weapon and shipping real-life skills. I sell a little bit of everything. Neuroamps, a few unique anything that's rare. Always a pleasure. Don't even try to rip me off. Come back and see me sometime.
Need something? These materials don't sell themselves. Alright, make it quick. It's a general store. Mostly junk that no one else. Raw materials. I don't do small talk. You want to do a bit? You know my sister. You either somehow won her approval. Best not to think about it too much. Alright, let's... Oh, please tell me you know. Fine. Whatever.
I always thought APGs were just...
My price is maybe. Hey, don't be a stranger.
You're going to Ramoth. What are you looking at?
Weapons, ammo, mods, whatever you need. Well, well. Neva's new. Everyone all? Take a look around, genius. But just in case I need to spell it out for you. Good thing I'm not here to impress. I carry most of the standard hardware, you know. Occasionally, I stock a few smuggled items. Just don't screw me over or I'll be inclined to give... Oh, we all have... A little advice, Sadiqi? The fleet. You bleed for the fleet. Anyone who says otherwise is either... Ah, please, I don't... All I care about is separating... I'd argue Boggs got me beat as far as customer base goes. A good gun's what makes all the difference out there some... Weapons of all shapes and sizes to hand. Ammo too, of course. Kinetic, electromagnetic. Need more weapons or ammo? Weapons for all? I bet I have something that we can... All right. See you around.
You want to survive? My gear may not be bulletproof. But me? Nah, not anymore. When it comes to aim, there ain't no one worse. I mean, my friends like to say I'd have been... Yep, my talents are best suited for... Well, only the best tactical geared. Metal-plated for when you're up against bullets. Leather, for those jobs that might require... All made by yours truly, of course, except... I'm sure I got something to suit your needs. tactical gear. Stay safe out there.
You don't steal from the
Ah, there's our other new recruit.
Yeah, you see Sys-Def is a joke. They haven't caught us yet. Take the key, because it ain't
Need
no
something?
fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Rook. Ooh, this job is gonna rake in a ton of credits.
Rook?
We may not have official hood one day. Got a few interesting leads for you. Check the mission notes.
The fleet is family. Stealing from each other is just what you call a professional courtesy.
So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet. If dealing with the Ragana was at the limit of your capabilities, then you have a serious problem on your hands. You are already in too deep to quit. And I can promise you, it only gets more difficult from here. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death. You stay loyal or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself. Of course we have rules. If you think our influence, our money, our respect comes from... That is why you need to learn to...
Hey, if you've got a problem, I can decorate that wall behind you with your brains. Room could use a little color if you ask me.
It's all right, neighbor. I admire this rook's backbone. Takes a lot of guts to crack jokes with the threat of death staring them in the face.
Can we get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvorov for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Crix's legacy is no story, neighbor. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Crix. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there, we're going to be the ones to find it. What? Were you expecting a goddamn graduation ceremony? Think I'm just going to slap a skull on you and send you on your way? Make no mistake. You are being... a neighbor? Of course. Where else could I find such a... Through a bit of luck and a hell of a lot of cash, Neva was able to get her... This will be the first time someone from the Crimson Fleet has set foot in there for... well, since Crix left the place behind. It has been frustrating, being this close to potential clues, but not being able to find a way through those prison walls. Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. One that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's legacy. And everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead. And I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording, and not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Crix's legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for UC Systef. You forget the UC is still licking its wounds from the colony. And if they were foolish enough to attack, we would have the manpower. Listen to the words that I am saying. You will find that out in due time. Provided...
Strange words coming from a pirate. You steal what is not yours because it is easy, no? But perhaps I am mistaken.
Exactly. Now you're beginning to understand. Okay, enough discussion. We have got a lot of work to do. To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer. Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting. I could tell you stories that would last for hours. When you... well, if you get back to the key. I am sure you can find some copies of the interview he gave to SSNN around here. I think those recordings might give you the Yeah, what is it? Nobody knows exactly what went down. Crix was in prison for almost 5 years. I suppose he just got fed up and decided to take matters into his own hands. Got the prisoners behind him and kept pushing until he reached the key. The cojones on that guy. UC's toughest Supermax prison, and he just what? The UC built the lock as a Supermax prison a little under... well, before that, those concha de sus madres marooned prisoners on the planet's surface and left them to their own devices. As you can imagine, these turned into some kind of... Luckily, some whistleblowers back in New Atlantis saw this as cruel and unusual punishment. 5 years after the prison was completed, Crix touched off the riots that overran the lock. It's cold. Bitter cold. Just about the few living things that can survive the extreme temperature. The Crimson Fleet called Suvorov. Someone up here pisses me off enough, I send them down to the surface. There is no deal You and Mathis are two sides of the same coin. A couple of... Only problem is that he is down as shit. Who knows? Maybe he'll get lucky and... Fine. Then get moving. Were my instructions unclear? Were my instructions on... I would rather you spent your time...
Don't you have business on Suvarov? Because that's exactly what you are. Beneath all of that inexperience. So get used to hearing that word. Mathis is a real piece of work. Adler shoveled him onto one of the greediest rooks I've seen come through the kid. Do you know he had the guts to ask Delgado for jump fuel compensation after being asked to fly out here? If you want my advice, save everyone the trouble and make sure he doesn't come back from your little... What kind of stupid question is that? This is... Do you have any idea how many assholes I've had to put down because they decided to just follow directions and keep making the fleet money? And we won't have a problem. Clear? Let's put it this way. I know Delgado. Do you really think Cricks could hide? Secrets last as long as supernovas around here. No one can keep them. Look, I'm not trying to bust Del's balls. He's not the... Good luck.